Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Zazoo Plazz show. Leslie the Little Plazzic here, author of The Audacious Adventures of Zazoo Plazz, part-time superhero, full-time mom. Back for my Sunday video. It's September 27th, 2020. Getting a little shadow here. It's a little shadow. I'm going to fix that a little bit. Still getting that shadow. I should sit like this, maybe. How's that better? Whatever. The seasons are changing. We're into fall now. I took a walk today. You know, Bebe went for a walk with my husband, so I started off. I went without her. Just didn't feel right. I'm looking at all the leaves, and nobody's tugging on me. And then I just started to kind of feel like something was missing. Someone was missing. So I went back and got her. And then I started meeting all these people, all my neighbors, telling them about my book. They're asking me, yeah, how's your book doing? Oh, yeah, did you know you're in the book? My neighbor was walking her dog, Charlie. Charlie's in the book. So, it seems like when I'm with Bebe, I have an entirely different walk than when I'm by myself. It's really strange how that works. But looking at all the trees and the leaves, as well as in the Plazz house, we're still going through, for me, I'm going through getting rid of things, purging things. It's a continuous process, continual process. But now everybody here is doing it. My husband's doing it and everything. So I'm down to just a few work folders. And then we're going to start working on the photos, and getting all that streamlined. And so this all ties in because I'm out looking, I'm looking at the forest, the trees, the beautiful colors of leaves. And I happened to, again, I saw this folder. And this was back in 1995, 96, before the internet was what it is today. I actually got my MBA in something called Decision Support Systems, Management Information Systems. So today that would be something like UX, user experience stuff. Helping to improve people's experience on a website, on the internet, with a system, whatever, helping them to make decisions using data, databases. And I did a lot of that as a consultant around the time, previous 95 when I got married, and then after I was looking for a job. And I talk about this in the book. While my husband was going for his master's degree, I would do systems consulting, and then I would alternate that with periods where I was just writing stories. And that's when I got my story published in the New York Times, which is all described in the book. So at the same time, I considered, what kind of company, what kind of job could I do? Because I wanted a certain degree of flexibility. I knew that. And I wanted to work with systems, tech. And, I was kind of good at sales. So I was looking at a consulting position. This guy's company, Platinum Technology, maker of forest and trees. I have all this stuff. DBMS magazine, Platinum, in passionate pursuit of #1. This guy was like Man, I wanted to go work for this company and do forest and trees, you know. They since, I think they got taken over by some other company. Here, oh, here it is, Forest and Trees. Trinsic Forest and Trees, a unique desktop decision support tool. And they were headquartered in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So I didn't end up working for them. It was some kind of a consulting position that would have required me to travel. And it was around the same time my husband was traveling for his job, and I thought, you know, I don't think I want to travel. I just got married and we were saving to buy a house, and it didn't work out. But I was intrigued by the company, and I mean, this guy looked like he was going places. But anyway, I ended up writing a story about my experience for this writing course I was taking at the time. So it all worked out because I got a story out of it. And I have this file, and you know, I suppose I should get rid of this stuff because it's just kind of taking up space now. I can scan some things, but no. At the time, it also occurred to me, and the travel wasn't the only thing. You know, I had this feeling that technology was changing so rapidly, so quickly. It was, I mean, it was ramping up, going toward the kind of experience we have today, you know, that lightning speed. Back then, anybody might remember who was working at the time or even in school, you know, we had very slow internet, dial-up modems. We went through, our generation, we went through all that stuff. We went through all the iterations of technology. So at the time, this was high tech, you know, making little drop-down lists and little boxes. But that was fun for me. I liked doing that stuff. And then later I went to work at another company, software firm, a few years ago, where I learned how to do, you know, HTML and all that kind of development. So it's always been something I kind of like to play with. And so now I'm getting work on my Zazoo Plazz website. Sort of like a home where all of you, everybody can kind of come and check out what's going on with Zazoo, and, you know, I can post little blog entries and have contests and quizzes and events, virtual, in person. There's a lot of stuff I've envisioned for my website. And part of the fun was I was looking forward to playing with some of these tech tools. Because, you know, I'm Moon in Aquarius. I got all that Uranus swirling around. Uranus and Taurus wants to create a home, something fixed, right? Something permanent, sort of. And so I've been shopping around and looking for just the right website builder and weighing different options. Looking to my North Node in Gemini to guide me and asking questions. Not thinking that I know everything, but taking that left brain activity to a higher level and saying, you know, what do I imagine Zazoo's website to be? Where would Zazoo hang out online? You know, going beyond the individual trees, stepping back to view the forest, right? And that fits exactly with what my husband and I have been. Our other project for the week and my other job is Jack, senior in high school. He's in the process of applying to colleges. You know, and you've got to do that brag letter as a parent where you say, oh, this is 5 words to describe my kid. And they have to be good words. So that no problem. He's a great kid. I'm just saying, I am a humorist after all. Because we know that we can't let our kids get, can't let their heads get too big, right? Keep them grounded. So, but it actually was hard to narrow it down to 5 because I had so many, positive adjectives to describe that kid. Multifaceted. But now he's got it in his head. He wants to move to New Hampshire. He's got a friend who, wants to go live up there, and who may or may not go to college. And he's thinking, well, he wants to just buy a car and go and we're thinking of our own college experience, which was different. We both went to school near Boston. We had the traditional living in the, college roommates and the dorms and the off-campus apartments and that whole thing. And that's our, we're in the forest, but we're looking at our tree. That was my experience. Okay, look at the forest from another angle, So maybe, they always talk about, the fish out of water. The fish, criticizing the fish for not being happy on land, right? Or the lion for not being happy, in the zoo, or the elephant in the circus, What's your habitat? It's a wild life on the leading edge of technology. So we've had to step back and think, okay, what kind of tree is this kid? What kind of, what kind of creature is he? Where would he be happiest? Not where would we be happiest? I was happy at Boston College because there were lots of philosophical kind of people there, sit around and discuss anything, right? Theology, philosophy, in our ivory towers. Lots of places to go, art, culture, restaurants. Lots of room to walk around, but yet not too much out in the boonies. So that was my habitat, if you will. What's this kid's habitat? As parents, I think we need to ask ourselves what kind of creatures our children are and what habitat they'd be happiest in. And guide them to seeing themselves in their perfect life, the best version of themselves. What would that look like? And then step back. Okay, what kind of colleges will let you do this kind of work? Or give you lots of options in case you change your mind, because you might change your mind. The people who are your friends now might not be your friends in 2 years. The things you're into now, you might change your mind. So, it's a time of doing that, isn't it? And it's made extra difficult, I should say challenging, by being in this situation where nothing is as it has been. So guiding your child, guiding yourself into the forest, right? Of on an uncertain path. You can't quite see your way to the end, the light. But maybe that's not the point. Maybe it's the path itself, the journey itself. So what path does he want to be on? What path do we each want to be on? Is it a well-worn path? Is it a brand new path on which no one has walked? Ultimately, each of us has to find our own path. Even if we take some detours, eventually you come back. And sometimes you come back up on a hill, and you look down and you see where you've been. So, in any case, these are some days ahead to enjoy walking in the woods and thinking about our path. And not looking at someone else's path, but rather staying on our own path. That's the challenge. So until next time, I'm going to go and grab some leftovers. Zazoo Plazz signing out. Take care. Shine brightly. Until next time. Lots of light, lots of laughs. Bye-bye.